a time where color still defines what lines I may cross and which ones to stay.
All right, so we are here for a special bonus episode of the Love Drop Podcast, and we're here to speak on the docuseries that is now in progress. It is entitled 516 Docuseries. It gives a glimpse of the journey beyond the rational mind in the cozy comfort zone. 516 takes our viewers into this great adventure that unites in one love, human connections, and beautiful views beyond the imagination of the first leap to go for it. This docuseries is following Charles and I over the last 9 years. We have been leaping. We have been going to beautiful places and spaces. We have attempted many times to explain in writing as well as just talk about the journey, and found that although it has been impactful, we know that the greatest impact comes from actually seeing it for a lot of people, to actually visualize it. And then the understanding comes. And then the activation or inspiration to go for it comes. So it's been a very organic journey, and it's been a process. You know, we went from seeking to attracting, we went from chasing to allowing. And as a result of that, a docuseries that has been only in our mind for probably about the last 4 to 5 years is now it's shot. We've shot the docuseries, and not only have we shot the docuseries, but we've encountered an amazing producer in the form of Walter Pinkney. We met him organically, hit it off quickly, and we got it done. We got the shooting done. And Walter was excited about the project. We didn't have to convince him. We had a conversation, and from that conversation, Walter was right there with us, right there with us. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Walter Pinkney, founder of Bread and Butter Productions, in here to have his say. So Walter, you heard what I said. What you got to say?
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I totally agree with Diane. I was excited when her and Charles approached me with this opportunity to film and produce this docuseries 516. It's funny how Charles and Diane and I met. We met through some mutual friends at an event that their son and their actual nephew were at the school they were going to. And it was like there was that one time at that event, and then I saw them again at the house where our mutual friends live, because they were having a gathering, and they were like, "Whoa, didn't we see each other somewhere before?"
Yeah.
And then here we are again. And I was like, okay. Then we just started talking about what I do, what they do, and what they're going to do, and I'm telling them what I was going to do. And strangely enough, 516 came into this conversation. At the time, it wasn't even named 516. It was just a project that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And then we came up with the name 516, and instead of it being like a one-time piece, it became into like a 5-part documentary series.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, I had a blast, like, especially with Diane, because she likes to crack jokes all the time. So I had a blast, like filming, getting to know Charles, getting to know Diane, and also experiencing their experiences of like their travels, the people they've met, and the ins and outs of their lives. Yeah, it was a beautiful, and it still is a beautiful and ongoing beautiful relationship.
Yep. And Walter, you left out one key important event where we were at the event for the doulas. They were talking about the birthing crisis. And so that's where we really saw you in action. Walter was up in that room. He had camera on his back, camera on around his neck. He was doing flips, splits, somersaults. He was on top of tables, under chairs. He was just filming away. Okay, maybe slight exaggeration, but he was capturing the event. And that, yeah, and that was the time where we got your website, because I felt led. I says, well, and I think that was the time also that we had agreed that you would come on the podcast, right? And
Right.
so we had agreed to, schedule a time for you on the podcast. And then I got your website, and there was just an urge. You said, go check out this website right now. And when I pulled up your website, the very first thing that came up was documentary. And so it was just like, wow. And so that was a part of like our conversation. So when you were recounting, how we encountered, it was the first time right at the art show, then the second
Mhm.
time at the open house, and then the third time was at the other event where you actually were camered up, because of the other two times I don't think you had your camera. You were just, you were just there as a guest. And so it's
Right.
the third time that we saw you, with your camera. And that is how the journey flows. Everybody that is supposed to participate in this journey that Charles and I are on, we won't miss them, because we can't miss them. So like I remember first time seeing you, you were just sitting there and you were just so quiet. I'm like, who is this dude? You were just observing. You were just in observe mode. And I think maybe two or three words were spoken. I was just looking at you. I said, who is? You just sitting up there quiet. The second time probably had a few words. And then it was that third time where we just like chatted it up. And then the confirmation hit, because then the very next day after we saw you at the event, we saw you back at our mutual friend's home again.
Right.
We were there, and then you and Zula, you rode up. And so all the things were aligned, that this is what was supposed to happen. And it happened so beautifully. And not only that, but our journeys inspire one another, because when we connected initially, you were in Charleston, we were in Charleston, and you were speaking to get to Portugal. We were just saying we're going to our next. We had no idea what that was. We're now right now spending the summer in Georgia. So, and we've been to Michigan. So we've both traveled a lot since, we wrapped up our shooting. But just for the listeners to just really get a grasp of it, you spoke of Portugal, and you spoke of getting there to Portugal, and you had your plan. It didn't really make sense. And when you sat there and just tried to talk about it, things were just kind of all over the space. So someone that is not in alignment of that type of leaping to just to go for it would have probably said, are you sure? And I'm, just lots of questions. But not us. We were like, all right, you go for it. We were able to go to your party, your going away party. We were able to just really cheer you on. We still cheer you on. And you inspired us. So you, Zula, Johanna, inspired us. And so I'm going to put the link in the narrative of the podcast we did with you in Charleston, Johanna and Zaire in Germany, and now you guys are together, and that just speaks to the possibilities, the adventures, and the wonder in going for it. Do you want to say something else?
Yeah. I think it's pretty ironic that, like the docuseries about how you and Charles, how y'all travel from this state to that state, this city to this city to that city. And it is kind of weird because my wife and I and our kids, we are been in the same boat for years, actually. It seems like ever since Johanna and I, met, well, we met in Germany, and then we moved from Berlin to the southern part of Germany, and then back up to the northern part of Germany. And then we came to the United States and went back to Germany. And now our daughter and myself moved back to the United States. And then my wife and son moved back down to the southern part of Germany. And then we finally reunited again here in Portugal. And now, well, just yesterday, actually, I was talking with a friend of mine out here in Portugal, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna make a film on just that, like our experience, so far in Portugal, like because like how Diane just said, like it didn't make sense how Stu and I were going to come over here and make it happen. You know, I was thinking the same thing once we arrived here in Portugal. How are we going to make it happen here in Portugal now? Because when we got here, it was during the down season, like in the fall, and didn't know anyone at all. And anyone that knows me knows that I'm not that typical type of shy person, and I'm willing to go out and meet people and talk to people about just about any and everything. And as soon as the summer season started to come around again, I was already in that mode of like meeting people and trying to like figure out like, okay, how I'm gonna make ends meet, as far as like making money. And I was already had a heads up about Portugal not being the most richest country, and where we're living right now must being the most place for me to like make money, because everything here is like live in a small village. So everything here is like small to none, mom and pops type businesses, and it's also on season. Everything's mostly seasonal, like touristically. Like the summertime comes around, that's when most business people make their money. When the winter fall comes around, it's like there's nothing really going on. There's no one here. Everyone goes back to the city or wherever they live, And sure enough, like this far in the summertime, I've met a bunch of people, and I'm on track as far as like I've been doing some projects already out here. So I'm on track to find that comfortable spot of living here. But I would advise anyone, if you ever want to come to a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country, come to Portugal.
We are coming. We are coming. Yeah, we are coming. It's definitely on our radar. I'm talking in the next 6 months. We are coming. You already know. And so it's just like that story that you just recounted, it speaks to our connection, because like vibes, like frequencies will find each other. You don't have to search. You
Right.
don't have to seek it out. Just invite and attract, and you will attract it. So it's not by accident that there's such synchronicity here between us, between our journeys, and that will be seen as people are viewing the 516 docuseries, right? It'll be seen. And so as we close it out, I just want to say, with the help of our dear friend Walter Pinkney, Charles and I are currently in post-production. As a team, Charles, Walter, and I hope that this docuseries will activate others to take the lead in the journey that's calling them. Whatever's calling you, just take the lead into that wonderful, scary place called the unknown. You will not regret it. And with the help of the right, and I say right investors, because we are not just seeking people that may have the means but don't have the motivation or excitement. We're seeking to invite, to attract investors that are excited, like they're rolling up on us and saying, hey, I want to be a part of this, because I see that you guys got something big here. You guys are not only talking the talk, but you're walking the walk, and your life, all of you, your lives are living testaments of what 516 embodies, right? And so it is our hope, and it is our, with our initiatives and just with our drive, we are going to take this docuseries globally. We're going to take it to audiences all around the world, whether we are in the room together, in the room virtually, however that looks, we're going to do it. And we're going to take it to audiences that are clearly ready to take the lead. So we invite you to just click on the link and see a little glimpse done by the famous Walter Pinkney of Bread and Butter Productions, and let it resonate. If it resonates, with you to, drop $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 million. Go ahead and make that happen. It resonates with you to just share it to your whole clan. Let that happen. However, it resonates or not for you, because we know this for sure. We know that we're not for everybody, but we are perfect for those that feel the frequency, the flow, the vibrations, and maybe those that don't will be inspired and
Just
active.
one more thing.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the things that you were saying earlier, how, I feel like God always connect people that should meet each other. It's like, if you keep the right circle of people around you, success will come.
Yes.
And I feel like that what was God doing because like you said, it wasn't a fluke that we just met, and I felt like, we didn't just meet one time or two times, we met 3, 4 times, and it was, God was telling us, y'all need to sit down and talk.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
you need to sit down and talk and work this out, because I'm doing what I need to do. Now it's up to y'all to follow through what's supposed to happen. And I feel like truly blessed to meet the two, and truly blessed to have the capability and the ability to do what I do, and for us to like mesh those things together. Like you and Charles's mind and experience with my experience as being a filmmaker and bringing this to light. So I hope, the audience that is out there watching this or listening to this, I hope you can see and feel like the energy that we are trying to prevail out into the world. And it's not always about money, but sometimes it takes money to make things happen.
Yeah.
And that's where we stand right now. We're at a point where we really want to make this happen, and we're always going to use your help. And that's my 2 cents right there.
Yeah, Walter, that was like 25 cents. I knew it. I knew when you came in talking about 2 cents. I was like, he about to take a quarter. But you know what you
You see
do.
what I
Take
mean, people? See what I mean?
yeah.
By Diane's mouth.
No, it's just like Walter is definitely our brother from another mother. And Charles is out there being healthy right now, but him in the flow is just really something. All three of us is, it's just something to get. And then we had Zula in the mix too. So yeah, oh yeah, our production was alive. It was definitely and it was definitely, and like you said, Walter, God put the right people in the right places. So I know that we didn't do all that shooting in South Carolina for it to just sit on the board, to just sit in the production room. I know that it's
Mhm.
coming out, and I know that it's great things coming from this. So yeah, take a look at the clip and let it do what it do. And until we see you out there on the road with 516 premiering, we're going to drop off now and go out. Peace out and one love.
Look forward to the day I see you face to face, but for now all I got is what you say.